Hi, this is Richard. Coming up on today's show, we have more with the lead guitarist and vocalist Buck Dharma, who will be talking about the final studio album of Blue Öyster Cult and his solo single, The End of Every Song. Join host Cindy Rhodes for another Sidewalks Entertainment next.
Cindy Rhodes, and welcome to another edition of Sidewalks Entertainment. We have more with legendary singer and guitarist for the group Blue Öyster Cult. I'd like to welcome back to our show, Buck Dharma. Hey, Buck, thanks so much for being with us today.
Cindy, long time no see.
Long time. Now, in my previous interview with you, we talked about the Blue Öyster Cult and the success of the group. Now, in 2024, Blue Öyster Cult released their 16th and final studio album, Ghost Stories. First of all, why is this the final studio album?
It's the final record we've committed to. As far as the possibility of recording something else in the future, it's always open, but I would say that this is the last guaranteed recording you'll see from BOC, the band.
What is the meaning behind Ghost Stories and the songs that you picked for the album?
I coined the title that won the contest of what to call a record. And my thought was just since the recordings are almost exclusively pre-production tapes from the end of the 70s into the 80s that were done by our front of house mixer, George Geranius. They are multi-track tapes that we did not in the final studio, but in the rehearsal studios. And there were songs that didn't make the vinyl records because the vinyl records in the day were constrained time-wise. You could only fit 4 or 5 songs on a side. So the extra songs that didn't make the original records were sort of forgotten about for quite a while. And then George had retained the tapes and started to release the demos on YouTube. And we got the idea to take those tapes and demix them if they were stereo using the AI tools that Peter Jackson used on the Beatles program that he did. So you could get a more modern sound production, and also some of the tapes had deteriorated and had to be re-recorded. So there are parts that were redone by Richie and Steve Shank, who produced that record, and so it definitely has a modern sound, but it's the performances of the original band. It's Albert and Joe Bouchard and Alan Lanier. Alan's gone now; he passed away in 2012. So, yeah, I'm just saying, to me, I listen to that record as I have some detachment from it, so I can listen to it like as a listener would, and it sounds like a Blue Öyster Cult record from the day that somehow disappeared and was rediscovered. So
I think that's really special.
Yeah.
You mentioned how modern technology, AI, was kind of used on this record. Have you found that the new technology has really kind of improved your ability to produce music today than maybe back, in the 70s or 80s?
I think the modern tools have opened up some different possibilities. I think you have a lot more control over the elements now than you did. Traditionally, we came from tape, and when we started, it was 4-track analog, and then it was 8-track, and then 16, and then 24, and then multiple 24 machines, and then Pro Tools, the digital audio workstations. So you almost have too much control now, but I don't think any of the professionals that even if they like the sound of tape, the workflow is of modern stuff is much preferred.
This is the end of every song. This is the end of every song. This is the end of every song. Never sing. This is the end of every song. This is the end of every song. The end of every song.
Well, we just saw the video of the end of every song. Along with being in Blue Öyster Cult, you also have done solo projects. Let's talk about this one, the end of every song. I love this record, and it has such an interesting origin story. Tell us a little bit about how this came about.
Yeah, this is my first solo release since my early '80s record, Flat Out, which was on Portrait Records, and I got involved with the Spirits Burning project, which has setting the books of Michael Moorcock to music. Now, Michael Moorcock is an author. He's most famous for the Elric books and the Stormbringer sword saga there. And End of Every Song is a poem that was written by Ernest Dowson, who was an English poet in the mid 19th century. And he wrote this poem called Dregs, which is basically the lyric. I adapted the End of Every Song from that poem. And I was commissioned to write the song, which I did. And I told the Spirits guys that I wanted to do my own version of that song. And End of Every Song by Buck Dharma is that result. And it's kind of a weighty lyric. It's a little depressing, but I think the song winds up having a hopeful and encouraging vibe to it.
Yeah. When you decided to do the end of every song, why did you pick it for a solo project instead of maybe adopting it as part of the Blue Öyster Cult library?
Well, Blue Öyster Cult wasn't in the market for a new song at that time, and also as as Blue Oyster winds down, Buck Dharma will be doing things sort of one at a time, like this one.
Right, right. Well, I noticed in the credits for the end of every song, it lists under vocals your wife, Sandy Dharma. Have you guys
Mhm.
ever worked together before on musical projects?
Yeah, we've sung together on the Flat Out record, and we've made a couple of things that were not released commercially, and we'll probably do more. Sandy sings great, and there's more coming there. Yeah, and also my son sings on it, and my daughter and her husband sing on it.
I
So
love that. Fantastic. Family
yeah,
affair.
the whole family's on it. Yep.
I know BOC's tour schedule is still really active, but when you get those rare opportunities of downtime, what do you and Sandy enjoy doing? Any special places you like to visit or things you like to do?
Yeah, we like to travel. I was just in Italy for 12 days, and I really enjoyed that. And it's I don't do a heck of a lot outside of music. It's just keeping up the chops, as they say, and the voice. It takes a
Sure.
lot of time. I'm a homeowner. You got to do that kind of maintenance, so I do that.
Mow your front yard, pull weeds.
Yeah, I stopped doing the yard work about 10 years ago. I hired people to do that.
Do you enjoy any current musical artists? Is there a favorite or
I
someone you might enjoy working with?
um you put me on the spot there because I could probably, after this is over, I'll think of 10 people, but
Well, that is
I try to,
okay.
yeah, I try to, like, audit popular music. I mean, a lot of the idioms of today's pop don't appeal to me, as far as the style elements that are in common currency. But about one out of every 25 or 30 songs on the Spotify charts, or Apple Music or Amazon, I'll actually enjoy.
Right. Well, Buck, as we close, do you have any career advice for those rising young artists out there who maybe are trying to make it in the music business? Because you've got a long track record.
Yeah, I would say, you can learn from other music and hit music, but don't copy. Try to make your own version of what it is. Find your own voice, and because that's the way you're going to stand out,
Yeah.
is to bring something new to the party.
And one last question I've got to ask as well. What would you say to the fans who have supported you and BOC for decades?
Well, we're grateful, and no doubt about it. We've been able to make a good living all these years, and without the fans picking up what we're laying down, that wouldn't have happened. So yeah, and one good thing about the internet is that since anybody can access our back catalog, you don't have to rummage through record store bins anymore. You could just dial it up on your computer or phone or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's opened up our music to young people, and they like the old stuff as well as the new stuff, which is
that's
great.
right.
Yeah.
Buck, thanks for being with us today on Sidewalks. I hope we get a chance to speak again soon. You're just a joy and a pleasure, and we really appreciated having you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Cindy, and thanks for the Sidewalks listeners and viewers.
Bye.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit us at sidewalkstv.com, our YouTube channel, and don't forget to follow us on social media.